So yes, more folding. It's origami, but paper this time. So this is the little star we're going to have a go at. There are loads of these stars on YouTube, but we'll go through it. And this one, I've put a little hole in one of the points, and I've put a little tag on it. Strip. And this one I've used this year for name tags. So on the back, you've got a bit of white area that you could either, I've just written onto the paper, but you could, if you wanted to, put a little label on it. And they've suddenly become, but they equally will hang up, if you wanted to, on a tree. I originally saw these done as a garland. So it's quite interesting. The paper that I'm using is from Cambridge Imprint. I don't know if you've come across them.
Lovely papers.
Yeah, they do packs that you can buy. You can either buy a box with the kit in it, which I think are quite expensive, but you can, if I just get it out of the box, you can buy a pack. I think it's about 30 papers. So you buy a little pack, and that's the company, Cambridge Imprint, that way around, Cambridge Imprint. 36 different sheets. And they've pretty much, I don't think there's one of the patterns is replicated. I think they're all different ones. So it's quite a nice, and they do lots of nice wrapping papers and stuff as well. So if you didn't want to buy the squares, you could buy a sheet of wrapping paper and it would make quite a few. These are 15 centimetres each, so 6 inches square. And I wouldn't go any smaller than that, but you could go bigger. So you just need to be able to start off with a square of paper. So if you take your paper and you want the right side of the paper down, I'll just let you do that one. And then I want you to take the bottom side, so you've got it as a square, squared onto you, and you want to fold that up in half. Now for this, you're also going to need some paper scissors, so if you've got those nearby. And the thing about origami is that you need to put really good creases into it. So you could either use your thumbnails or whatever, or you could use a ruler. You could even, if you wanted to, use the side of your scissors. So things that you've got to hand is fine. So the trick with this is you need the fold closest to you. Okay, so it's at the bottom of your piece. Okay, so the next step we're going to do is we're going to take, on the left hand side, I want you to take the point and I want you to fold it up to the top edge like that. Okay, is everybody all right with that? So your fold then still at the bottom of your work. Then again on the left hand side, I'd like you to take the top corner and I want you to fold that one down to the bottom line as a fold. So so you've gone in both directions. So we've gone up and then we've also come down. Okay, and then open that up. So what you should have, I'm going to draw on mine, you don't need to do this on yours, but you should have then a centre. You can see where the two folds come together. Can everybody see that? On mine? Okay, so fold still on the bottom, and I'm going to take now this bottom right hand corner, and let me just do it and show you, and then that has got to come over to the centre, so the point is going to hit the centre and it makes a bit of a strange shape, and then again you're going to press it. Okay, so just do that again. So you're going from the bottom right corner and take it over to the middle, so the corner point hits where those two lines just folded them. Okay, so you end up with a very strange looking thing. Now this this side here, we're going to fold, and I'll just try and do it without putting my hand over the camera. So I'm going to fold it back over so that the fold comes over to this right-hand side. Okay, so I've got it there. So you want to keep this bottom piece, the little point at the bottom here, and the folded edge hits this folded edge here. So you're kind of almost making what looks like a little ice cream cone.
Yeah.
So we've got that. Now what we need to do is take this left-hand side, and what we're going to do is, you've got a line running here, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to take this bottom fold here, and I want to fold it over to there. Okay, so I've taken my bottom fold line and I want to fold it so that both of those folds butt together like that. So you should have an even stranger shape. The next part we've got to do is I'm going to turn it over so that the little point is on the left now. Yeah. And then I'm taking this fold line here over to the fold line on the left. Now turn it back over to the right side, and you should have that little flap on the top. Can you see?
Yes. Yeah.
Now what we're going to do, and this is where it's sort of slightly not origami, is we're going to cut using that line as the cutting line.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Through all the layers.
Yes. So let me just do it on mine before. Yeah. So I'm going to cut that off, so I end up with a little shape like that. So you should have a little bit of triangleness now. What we're going to do is we're going to open those up, and you should have a pentagon-ish.
Oh, I hope so. Oh my goodness.
So now turn your work so that you've still got your coloured pattern side down. And what we're going to do now is to create part of the little stars. Okay, so we've got to have it so that you've got a flat piece here at the bottom.
Yeah.
And can you see I've got a line there? You will have a line there as well. Yeah. Try not to. Yeah. So it's like that. Can you see that okay on mine?
Yeah.
And what I want to do is I want to take these 2 points up to where they are going to both hit that line. Okay, so if you imagine you've got all these lines, haven't you, coming from the centre to a point. Yeah, so you could even, if you wanted to, draw those on if you want. So I'm just drawing the ones that go from the middle to a point. So you should have 5.
Yeah. 1. Yeah. Yes.
Do you see those?
Yes.
And we're going to work round each of these sides now, putting in some more folds. So I'm taking one of my straight sides and I'm folding it till that corner and that corner hit that line I've just drawn.
Oh yeah.
That makes sense for everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then open it out again. Okay. So I've got a crease now that goes across here. So if I draw my, you don't have to do this, but if I draw my crease on, that's where my crease is. Okay. And then I'm going to turn it round. So I've got another straight side and I'm going to do the same again. So I'm taking the 2 corners and lining them up with the 2 lines that come from the point. Okay, and I now have another line, which I'll draw in that you don't need to draw. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, and you literally work round until you've done all 5. Now I'm using a friction pen on mine, so they will iron off. So you'll do this whole operation 5 times so that you've got lines like that. Oops. Okay, I'll just let you. And you've also got, can you see the beginnings then in the middle here
Yeah.
Star.
of a pentagon? Yeah?
Yeah.
So we've created another pentagon. Okay, so
1.
the next stage then is we need to make some little points. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on this little line between this point here and here. And what I want to do is I want to fold it so that I fold it in on itself. Okay, so but I only want to go down to where that little point is there. Okay, so I'm going to just fold that, and then I'm going to fold it down. Okay, does that make sense? So I've taken one of my points here, doesn't matter which one you start on, and I'm going to fold it up together on itself. Yeah, so I've got this little fin happening, and then I want to place it down and fold it. So I'm re-creasing the lines that are already here and that one I've just created. So it should have a little sticking out point there. So my new fold is being created here. Yeah. Now open that out and do the same on the next side. So I'm going to fold that one up, fold that one up, and then create a little fin here and then put it flat and then re-crease it exactly where, Lou, you were saying, where that new crease is created. Yeah. And you need to do that on all of the 5 sides. That working okay on yours, Patricia? The next, so can I just remind you that we've got a little pentagon in the middle here, okay? And what we're going to do next is we're going to take each of those little points that we've made, yeah? So they're coming off the centre, sorry, off each corner, and I want you to just tease them so that they sort of stay together. Okay.
Pointy bit out. Ah.
Okay. So you want all your little fins coming round. Mine's going clockwise, and then as you bring it together, can you see? It turns round in the middle.
Oh, that's exciting.
and makes a little kind of almost like a little rosette. So shall I just do that again?
Yes, please.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So I've brought up all those little creases that came. So you know each of those creases that we made from the point in. I've brought those all up together like that. Okay. And then what I'm doing is I'm pushing it round clockwise so that it has to fold flat. So I've got a load of drawing on mine, just ignore that, okay? But yeah, so you've got this bit. So how do we now get from this bit to this bit? Right, we turn it over, okay? So on the back, you should have that pentagon that I was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. And you should have a little mark where all those folds came together in the centre.
Yeah.
Yeah? And what we're going to do is we're going to do one of these little, what's the star limb called? Leg? What are they called? Point. Anyway. So one of those. So can you see you've got your point, and if I was to follow the line down, I get to that little point where there's the hexagon, the pentagons formed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I want to do is I want to take that point and I want to fold it into the middle, and I'm going to just flatten then that down. Okay, does that make sense? Shall I do that again? So I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to take this corner that is forming that little pentagon in the middle, and I'm going to fold it over to the middle, and then I just want to just gently crease that point so it comes to a point, and then once I'm happy that it's created a pretty good point in the corner, then I can finger press it really firmly. Okay, and I'm going to rotate it again, and I'm going to take the next point from that pentagon in the middle, fold it over to the centre, and then just tease out that point there, and then when I'm happy with it, just give it a squish. Okay, if I've done my first one here, so I'm going anti-clockwise, I need to go to the left. Yeah, when you get to the very last one, it's tucked under that first leg of the star that you've made, so you need to just pull it, yeah, and just tease it out, and then you can just go to the middle again with the edge, with the point rather. There we go, and then there's your final bit done. This is the right side of your star now, yeah, where you've done that last bit of folding. They're all interconnecting now, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you look on the back, you've got this sort of squirrely whirly pentagon which you can write on or put a label on or whatever, okay? And that's your star. And all I did on this one is I just made a little hole in one of the points of the star and threaded a little, bit of, you could do ribbon, couldn't you? Or I just used some thicker thread to make a little hanging or gift tag.